Okay, everyone, here we are with a little update. Been chipping away at these cars a little bit on the weekends, making some progress. So let's flip you around and show you what we got. All right, here's the 73 in this bay. Stripped it down. We did, me. Got the floors welded in, the patches to replace the pieces that were rusted out. And we're prepping to cut the roof off and the back half out. Well, that's all gonna get cut off. The trunk pan. This is gonna get a mini tub from Detroit Speed. So it looks like someone started it when I got the car. They had already started cutting these rails, kind of rough, but I'm gonna patch them all up and put a mini tub in it. This is the frame that came out of the 73, much cleaner than the one that was in the 69. The 69 had a lot of rot on the bottom. So my son actually started cleaning this one up. And we're gonna get this thing painted, and we're gonna assemble the whole thing. I have enough parts. We're gonna take the control arms apart that came off the 73, which is right here. Get rid of the drum brakes, and I have from the 69. I actually have the disc brakes. And the steering components and stuff were in really good shape on the 69, so we're going to use those parts. So between the two cars, we got a lot of parts. I got the total bushing and body mount kit. So that's going to rebuild all the control arms and steering components. Here's a pile of some of the miscellaneous stuff that came off of the 73. I already rebuilt and ready to go. You'll see it up here on the shelf. The whole heating assembly is ready to go with the controls and everything, with the big block heater core, just for more clearance. Probably end up putting a small block in this to begin with, being that I have it, but we'll see as the build goes on. And then over here, that's the 69. So I'm stripping this thing down, and I got it hooked up to the LVL beams up there with a chain hoist. The idea is to support the car and start cutting all the bottom rotted sections out. Like as you can see here, that's the lower rocker. It's pretty rough. A lot of the stuff I took out already was pretty rough. And then there's the back. As you can see, it's all chewed out there, so we're not keeping any of that, but gonna keep the rear seat area, the upper panel there, obviously the whole roof, the inner quarter structures, everything we need to transfer this roof setup with the back half. So it's gonna be all the metal up in here where the hinges are. That's all gonna stay. The floor, the tubs. Right now I got the tubs in there just because that connects all these pieces together, just to hold everything together until I get to the point where it's on the 73 bottom. Then I'll be supported and I can put the mini tubs in. I put these little brackets in here. I figured out the distance between here and the frame rail is exactly the same on the 73 to 69, so by putting these brackets, when I cut this away, I could set it right down on the 73, and I'll have the correct height between the hinges and the frame rail. Because once I cut these tubs, then we're gonna lose that relationship. So that'll keep everything at the same height. And then once I get the tubs in and start doing quarters and tail panel, then we can get into like body alignment and all of that. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Cutting this thing up, and then I got to see how my weight distribution works. I got straps running to the front And I got the chain coming down into the back here. Then I put a piece of angle iron and I drilled through the top of these tubs and put big washers underneath in the wheel well here. So the idea of that is that's where all this metal kind of comes together. It gives it a lot of strength. So I should be able to pick up the back half of this car to get it off of the 4-posts. I got this jig that I made up that bolts to factory locations on the car, keeps the car dead level and square with the 4-post. So now the plan is to get this roof cut off, and then this body, the bottom half of this body, comes off of this 4-post, and essentially I'm gonna cut the top half off of the 73 and then put that on the scissor lift and bring it into this bay and get the roof and the bottom of the 73 tack welded together. And then from that point I'm going to get the 73 onto the 4-post with this jig, which will make sure that everything is squared up frame wise and level, and before I start really, you know, welding the car up and sending everything home. And on the 4-post is where it'll get all its final sheet metal and all of that. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but that's what we enjoy doing. This is fun for me. You come in this garage and nothing else is going on in your head but these projects. So you have fun building a car and you're not thinking about all the other crap in life. So this is what we like to do. And then when you're done, you got something to show for your time, and hopefully have a hot rod to drive and enjoy. So that's my update for now. My brother's supposed to be coming down this week. He's going to help me out. He's got a Nova himself. Has had quite a few Novas, and he knows a lot about these cars. He's built quite a few of them. So he'll be helping me out and see if we can't get these two cars to become one, and then it'll only take up one bay, you know, make a little more room and get rid of all the metal that we don't need. So if there's anybody out there that needs some small pieces for repair, you should hit me up, because I might have what you need before it goes outside, starts rusting, and eventually gets cut up and thrown away. Pieces of rocker panels or floor panels, you know, stuff that I'm not going to be using. The dash panel out of the 69 is probably not going to get used. I'm going to use the upper, but not the bottom half of it. You know, there's still some stuff, you know, the bracketry maybe. And then the 73 as well. You know, there's going to be the top half coming off of the 73. So like these quarter sections up here, you know, are really not that bad. So once this gets cut off, somebody needs that, or roof rail or whatever, there'll be some sheet metal. Otherwise, it's all getting cut up and thrown out. All right, let's get to work. You guys have a good one. Bye.